Sabelt is a renowned Italian manufacturer with a rich history spanning over 50 years. It has always been extensively and deeply committed to the development of seat belts, especially within the high-performance motorsport field. In the natural evolution of the product and the company itself in 2006, it successfully expanded its operations into the specialized sector of seats and automotive applications for road cars. And back in 2006, this incredibly successful adventure with Ferrari customers first began. So, we were originally challenged to design and make a high-quality seat. This was an OEM product intended for standard road use, but then, right after that, and almost at the same time, new needs and specific requests arose with Renault, with Alpine, with Aston Martin, and also with McLaren. These projects were perhaps a bit less significant in terms of total production volume, maybe involving fewer cars and fewer vehicles overall. For example, our work with Pininfarina, Rimac, or even Bugatti. They have lower volumes, but they have a very prestigious reputation. So, once again, there is this pursuit of originality, of the composite seat, of a well-made seat. In this context, Stratasys provided us with a helping hand, because when we are dealing with the requirements of production volumes that are small, the biggest obstacle is the investment, because the investments, the molds, are not justified by these volumes. And so you really need to seek out viable alternatives and explore innovative production systems, like 3D printing in general. And it's precisely the technology that aligns perfectly for this specific type of production, because you can completely bypass the need for expensive molds and therefore the heavy investments, and go directly to the final finished product. 3D printing from Stratasys, in our case, has been used in each and every single model we've developed. So we chose the 900 because ideally, even though we weren't completely clear at the beginning, we wanted to keep open the possibility of also making the shells. Certainly, if we hadn't chosen this machine, we would have been cutting ourselves off. We wouldn't have been able to make these shells, or at least they could have been made, but in separate pieces that would then have to be glued together. Instead, we preferred to focus on a technology that would allow us to have a single seamless piece. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. We made quite a few shells. But underneath the shells, there are all the other components. So, trim pieces, covers, joysticks, finishes, brackets, all of this is included. The shell is still important because it allows you to make a seat. You can still upholster it, you can still display it, and in theory you can even sit on it. So you can do comfort tests, ergonomic checks, presentations, exhibitions, all without having launched the molds yet, as we mentioned earlier. And if you need to change something, you can do it without impacting anything else. You carefully study the mathematics, you carefully study the styling surface, that's true, but then the realization is almost immediate. In terms of timing, it's unbeatable. A soft tooling mold, that is, a non-final presentable mold, and so on, takes no less than 6 weeks. With three-dimensional printing, starting from the initial three-dimensional file, I can honestly say that over a weekend, if you organize your workflow and schedule a little bit, you can start the machine, and by the following week, we already have the part ready. I mean, it is something that just isn't comparable to traditional methods, And in terms of customer service, it truly makes all the difference in the world. Yes, so aerospace is a new division of Sabelt, but Sabelt really believes in it because they've been investing in it for years. It's been years of investment. Then it's not easy to get into the supply chain of these major aerospace players. When we talk about major players, we're talking about the big ones. So we're really talking about major players like Airbus Industries and Leonardo SPA, but even more than that, SpaceX, up to when exactly? Now, instead we have this project with Leonardo for a seat and seat belt together for helicopters, again for a range of helicopters, because this too is an important point. You start with one model and then the entire range of helicopters comes into play. Looking at both current and future possibilities, so in other words, the potential applications of these products are truly significant, and we've been able to have our say. In fact, we have used our products manufactured using three-dimensional printing. In this specific instance, it was a part of the seat, the headrest area, which as you can see is quite clearly positioned in the shadow. Absolutely everything else was successfully made, produced, presented, and was available internally without any issues at all. From my own perspective, in terms of our product development, it has now become one of our essential tools. So it is now a core part of our overall development system, completely regardless of which specific division is involved. I couldn't imagine making these products without this machine now. It would really become very difficult.